back here on the Guillotines Guitar Studios here in Hartsville, South Carolina.
Yeah, we are.
So, this is the guitar segment. We're talking about new metal. That means...
NU.
Yeah, new.
So what does
new
the
metal?
NU stand for?
I really don't know. Do you know?
Does it stand for
don't
something?
Don't tell us yet, though.
Yeah. If it stands for something, wait, because I've never heard that.
Because I want to know. But basically, Limp Bizkit, POD, all the, Papa Roach, all the...
Mid-90s.
Yeah, all they brought some rap to,
mid
some,
to late 90s.
They brought some modern stuff to rock.
Modern.
Yeah, modern. That's that word that we were looking for earlier.
Modern.
I was wondering what that was.
So that's what we're talking about tonight. And of course, before we delve into every subject, we take a shot.
Can I just say something real quick though?
What I do?
Let me just say something. Before we take a shot, why don't we introduce somebody who's sitting at the
we
table?
We have somebody here with us.
Oh, yeah. So,
I'm not even here.
we have a special co-host with me tonight.
You were there.
My wife,
Did you forget
Kimberly
my name,
Benton.
too?
No, I knew you was there. I forget a lot of things on this show. I've
seen it,
No
yeah.
disrespect intended. So, yeah, she's here with us. She's gonna help us dove into this new metal stuff because she was hell. We grew up together. She's like my sister.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I'm done. I'm ready to leave.
So
y'all like kissing cousins.
I'm definitely ready to leave.
So, she knows just as much as I know about the new metal scene. She probably can say something on the show that
I didn't know they called it new metal now.
New metal.
I thought it was
called.
like alternative.
Yeah, you're stuck back in it.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
new
know there was
metal.
a new name for it.
Yeah.
You stuck back in 1992. That was when
Yeah. You need to
alternative
get
came
up
out.
I'd
here with us.
say 99.
94
99
came out with new metal, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Really?
So before every subject, we
Just a baby.
take some shots, and I bought the shots tonight on
It's
me.
about time. It only took you 3 months, I think, to buy some.
Yeah.
But Trey has some special ones.
But you didn't buy these.
Yeah, and you didn't buy those.
These came.
Why does everybody got to know though? Why we got the?
You said I got.
You did.
New
We could have
shot.
left it at that.
we could have, but Scott bought these. These are our
okay.
twisted shots again. Scott went out and got the chocolate buttery nipples.
The chocolate.
How
He
about that?
likes those. That's
They're-
why he got them.
They're
They're good.
That's
He
right.
likes
Guess
those.
what Chris brought?
I mean,
I bought the pain. I bought Fireball. Thank you.
do you not
thank
like the
you.
chocolate butter nipples?
I feel
I did,
special.
hey, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you forgot a guy.
Do you shake it up?
No,
Or you don't?
Oh God, we got another Scott.
Here we go.
Oh God, Scott will
See,
tear this damn thing up.
That goes to show that a lot of people don't know how to take these shots.
I remember.
Has
I remember Jessica. We used to take these things all the time, but I don't.
Yes, we did. Jessica, yeah, she
That's been
knows.
years and years ago.
All right, here we go.
Hold
You
on.
ready?
Mine came apart. I know.
You pulling a
You
Scott back
shook it
there.
up, didn't it?
I literally had like pieces.
You're gonna be swallowing tinfoil.
No, I think I'm good now. Mine did come apart. I know how to do these, but it came apart on me.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, boys.
That son of a gun had some booze in it, buddy.
Yes, it did, John Bird.
John Bird spitting words of wisdom
Boy,
there.
he's
I
on
wasn't
top
ready
of
for
it.
that.
Pretty good, ain't it?
It's delicious.
Tastes like a
That's
a honeysuckle chocolate kiss.
Chocolate,
Honeysuckle. John would like that.
Yeah.
a honeysuckle blues.
Oh yeah. All right. New metal. So Scott, and you are old lad. You know, you back in the 70s, late 60s. You was born.
No, not the 60s.
You know, you ain't used to
Late
this
70s when I was
attitude
born.
era that came about around 98, 99, somewhere around there.
94, I think.
Really? That's when it started?
93.
Hold on. I got.
Who do you
Hold
think?
on.
That's what I was saying. I
Wait a
didn't know
minute.
that that's what they call
Who-
it.
Oh, Rage Against the Machine. That's
No,
right.
who do you- who
Korn
do you
was in
think-
93.
Korn. Yeah.
Korn,
yeah.
I think, was the one who
What?
led the new metal scene.
Well, my new metal is Limp Bizkit. I think
Okay, well,
I think they brought it.
That,
Papa Roach
that was
and Limp
94.
Bizkit.
94 was
Would you
Limp Bizkit.
consider?
$3 Bill y'all album, right? I think.
I don't know.
Would you consider Korn new metal?
I do.
Okay, and I think from everything I could read, and I think they're the ones who actually started that the new metal scene.
So when you say new metal, are you like what defines new metal? Is that the rock that has like a rap kind of infusion in it?
That's what I think. I think
everybody has a different definition for new metal.
Well, we got to find one. We can't
Well,
just
that's
say.
the thing, though.
I didn't know that's what all that was called.
Yeah.
I knew when all this stuff came out, but I didn't know
So
that
you
it was
thought
called
it
new
was
metal. I
called
thought it was alternative rock.
alternative.
There wasn't
See,
so many genres.
And that's what you can put a lot of different bands in different genres because to me, I think it. I don't know. I think alternative is like REM.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody
here's
like REM,
here's what the
Screaming Trees,
Best
bands like that. I think are alternative.
Do you remember Screaming
That's
Trees?
Screaming
paper.
Trees.
That's
Oh.
paper tongues.
Are you getting Chris? Are you getting ready to say something that's on Wikipedia for their definition of it?
That's none of your business.
I'm just wondering. Go
it's
ahead.
coming off the top of my head right
He
now.
just
Yeah.
looked that up.
Well, new metal is basically alternative music that combines elements of heavy metal music with elements of other music genres such as hip hop, funk, and grunge.
Okay, so it's
So
like
it's
the
like
hot dog
it's
of
like
the meat category.
It's like the mishmash of heavy metal
It's like
and
it's like a
rap,
neutral
almost.
loaf.
It's a hot dog.
It's like a neutral loaf.
I don't.
What?
It's a neutral loaf.
What
Yes.
the hell is a neutral loaf?
All the extras that they don't know what to do
Yeah,
with. They
it's
put it-
all the nutritions, and it's all
And I was
grinded
talking
up
about hot dogs.
and like a bread loaf, but it's mushy and you eat it. It's a neutral loaf.
That sounds
It's
nasty.
a neutral loaf.
He watched Snowpiercer.
That means we out of time. Sorry.
That's what it is. I mean, you got all these elements mixed into one. So,
Well,
I've never looked up the definition of new metal.
Well, and to me, and I think what you said is basically about what I consider to be new metal, which is
and that came off the top of my head.
kind of heavy. Okay, well, you were looking at your Kindle reading, but
My Kindle, my Kindle
I
Fire.
would think heavy metal, fused with kind of rap and funk, kind of these different elements.
makes-
Renegades of
sense.
Funk.
I think to me is what I think of new metal,
Yeah,
and I
There's a
think
flag
Korn
here.
Well,
from
the-
a different
Korn,
solar
I think Korn
system,
pioneered it because
many
I think,
thousand miles away.
But I
Korn
mean,
did.
I think Korn was like the very first band who brought all these elements together.
Well, they're a part of new metal, but they didn't really. Well, yeah, they did on the first album
Well, if
because
you
they
look at-
they had Deftones, Chino Marino on there doing and they did like a little rap thing. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
to
if you
say.
look at when you look at
Do we need to delve into
Delve.
Korn's name?
no
Anybody-
No,
No,
we
we've
don't-
already done
I
that.
think
We've
We
already
don't need
discussed
to open those can of felchins
no
anymore.
when we when we look into the definition of new metal and we start looking at the bands that were kind of categorized in that new metal genre, if you will. Korn is always number one, and they always come up as 1993. Your next one that you're talking about, Limp Bizkit, that's 1994. So, and then some other ones around that
Papa
same
Roach,
time. No, listen,
followed by-
Slipknot, 95. POD, 92. So did POD...
POD started it.
So if POD is in 92, they started. Because Korn always, every time I see anything, Korn is 93, and they say that's your
No,
the
that's
That's
beginning
what
of
pops
it.
up
That's
in
what I
my
say, too.
mind. Yeah.
As I see, is Korn kind of pioneered the whole new metal?
I would have
scene.
not have guessed POD would have been the
Yeah.
start of
Yeah,
it.
92.
Well,
That's cool.
Does anything say anything about Rage Against the Machine in there anywhere?
Rage Against the Machine was
That was a little bit
93,
late. That was
94.
I really thought Rage Against the Machine was later than that, but I guess that would. I don't even. Oh yeah, I see them, but of course they'd be the band that don't show up with a date. Let's see.
They're the originals, apparently.
Are you looking
Yeah, but
at the
Rage 92 is what I'm seeing. Their self-debut out. The self-titled debut album of Rage Against the Machine was in 1992, and they played Lollapalooza in '93.
Oh, really?
So they formed in '91. So they were all kind of real quick to that whole thing. But
See, and I think at that point, like in 91, 92 was when grunge was hitting big.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these, the POD and Rage Against the Machine might have been lumped in with grunge because it was more the heavier flavor, and it was they wasn't wearing spandex and looking like the 80s bands.
The 80s.
And so they might have got lumped in to start with.
They was wearing
with grunge.
corduroy. Remember the corduroy pants?
Corduroy, yeah.
I had a
Makes
pair
me
of those.
hot thinking about it. Like
Did you?
sweaty hot.
Did I not have a pair of brown ones? I had a pair of brown corduroys, baby.
you
Starting
had to.
fires everywhere you go.
Yeah, he just like that.
Did-
He just like
when
that
walked,
vibration when
did
he
it
walked.
Swish. When he walked, did it make the?
It touched.
Yeah, you start a fire
Did it
if you
make
rub
the
them too
noise?
fast.
But I remember, I was,
No, I don't
heavy
remember
metal
him
person. I
wearing
love
corduroy.
Motley Crue, and
And wore corduroy?
no, we're off the corduroy now. We like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, and I liked all the Metallica. And then when I say Nirvana, like
Nirvana
changed-
wasn't that, but they weren't part of that
Nirvana-
because they were
yeah.
they were I guess more of the what they called later the grunge. But this new metal thing was like a rock band that had
pop rock.
it had some rap, had some fat, like Papa Roach
Get
was
up!
Papa Roach was
Yeah!
one. And so you
Yeah.
think of these
It
bands that
had-
had the rock guitars and then they had somebody kind of
Feel me.
rapping over it. Yeah, I appreciate you like jumping all over that.
Yeah, I'm doing my Fred Durst. Yeah.
That's terrible, Fred Durst.
Fred Durst was
Yeah.
just here
But,
earlier tonight.
that was. And that's what I think new metal is. Is it's the heavy metal elements with some hip hop like rapping over it, but like we say, everything I see as Korn kind of pioneered it, but
It's all
Korn-
bar
Korn-
chords, man.
Korn
it's all
wasn't-
power and bar chords.
Korn never did any really rapping. I mean, he did the.
What?
Yeah, he did.
He had his own language. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
rap.
not rapping. That's what do they call that? Jack Black's real good at it.
Falling with style.
No, but there's some
Beetle
name
Dees.
for it. It's is it
Skibbity bebop.
bebop it or
I'm the scat man.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
Scatting,
about, but
I
I don't know
think.
the word.
yeah, like scatting, I think.
$3 bill y'all came out. I remember listening to that with get stuck, get down, and I was like, and then he started doing the the rapping, but it still had the feel of a rock band, and I fell in love.
Right, but that's what we're talking about with like the rock music, but it's got that rap overtone.
I didn't want to play Metallica anymore. I didn't want to play. I was hooked. It just hooked me and took me this way.
Hooked me and took me.
It hooked me and took me. And I had, as a young strapping young lad, I had a set of drums at the early age of about 13, somewhere around there. I would go, I would listen to a album and I'll go there and master that thing. And I'm like, I don't want to play heavy. I want to play this because it's got a groove,
Yeah,
A lot of it was the same though, wasn't it? Like just the drum beats just kind of not per song, not every song was the same. I mean, but like in that song, wasn't the drum beats kind of similar throughout the entire song?
It had feels.
Yeah, okay.
But it had a steady beat, but it had like a lot of feels and like
But
a lot of splash cymbals, a lot of accents.
But you would master those songs.
Yes, and the guitar parts.
What?
I know where you're going.
Why haven't you mastered the songs we play?
Hey, I knew that was coming, buddy.
I did too. I did too. I was just waiting for it because if he didn't go there, I was.
But it took me in. It sucked me in.
No answer for that.
It sucked me in.
Go.
And I'm
Okay.
sure everybody my age, at least, it just took them in. And I'm sure y'all's age was like, well, what is this crap? You know,
No,
back in my day.
No, quite the contrary. No, we fell right in love with it too. But like we were still, and I'm speaking, I guess, for everybody, but I'm speaking for myself. Like we were still doing the same Motley Crue, Poison, or whatever. All these other bands, we were still doing that. But when that came on, just like when the grunge came out, at least for me, like when Smells Like Teen Spirit, that's your big song for the grunge stuff. When that came out, I was still going to listen to the old stuff that I was listening to, but I love this new style. But this new metal was completely different, but I liked it also. Like for me, it wasn't something that was just going to take the place of everything else. You get what I'm saying? Like it didn't take the place of anything. It added to what I was listening to.
Well, and I get the same thing because it was like you say when Nirvana came out, you know, it was something new and fresh, something different than the glam or hair metal thing. And I hate that term, but you know,
and they didn't call it that back
well,
then.
I know they didn't, but that's what it's called now. And I don't like that term. But
what did you call it then?
I called it
just
music.
rock.
Yeah, it was rock music that I
rock
like.
music.
You know, but and so when Nirvana come out, and I consider that they got the label grunge, them and Soundgarden, all. I liked all those bands. I was just like, it was something a little bit different, just because the era when I grew up and was listening to like Motley Crue and Poison and all that, it was all party music. You know, it was all about having a good time. Everything was cool, and then Nirvana, Soundgarden, all them come out, and it was more serious topics. And I listened to the songs, and I was like, the music I like, because the music is similar to the music I grew up with, but they wasn't singing about partying and, having a good time on a Friday or Saturday night.
The sex, drugs, and rock and roll that defined
it was
the other ones.
They were singing about more darker tones, about suicide and, stuff like dealing with real life issues, which still spoke to me in a certain way, and I was like, I like these bands too. And then the new metal come along.
What was that song? 16 and Life? That was Skid Row.
18 and
Life. No, not 16.
Yeah,
But that was
that was
dark.
That was that was a little bit darker. That got away from the party vibe and had like somebody who was drinking and killed his buddy and ended up in jail. Mm-hmm. And so it had that was a little bit darker tone. But to me, I don't differentiate between the 80s. I mean, you can, because there is differences, but I like all those bands. I mean, I can go from listening to Poison, listen to Korn,
that goes along,
listen to Slayer. I mean, I can listen to all those and still like all of them.
That goes with what I just said, that it added to what I was listening to, so it didn't take the place of it. I loved it, just like Chris was saying, but it didn't take the place of.
Yeah, it didn't take the place.
I listened to it. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!"
It was something new.
If I'm in that mood, it's almost like if you're you're good for. I'm feeling mad or down and depressed. I want to listen to some sad country song, but I got to pick myself up, so I'm gonna listen to Sepultura or Pantera or something like that now, right?
So I mean, I'm the same way. Is that all those different styles, kind of, they had a place in my heart when I listened to it. It was just like. It was like, I can go from listening to this to listen to that, So from new metal to grunge and all that, I mean, it's, to me, I don't see why somebody who listens to new metal could slam a different genre and say,
he's basically slamming Chris right now.
Well, it's something just popped in my head now, and it's piggybacking off what you're saying. Faith No More.
Oh.
You want it all. I mean, he's got a little rap thing going on, and that was what?
Can you touch it? Feel it.
That was in 91, I think, or 1990. Well, Faith No More come out in 88.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
their breakthrough album was one that had Epic on it, which I think was 1990.
They're kind of like new metal almost, because
they could be considered that because they were. A lot of people think that Korn was the one who pioneered new metal, but
Epic was 1989.
89, really? God,
1989.
So Mike Patton did a lot of kind of crossover stuff rapping kind of stuff. So I mean, they might be the original new metal band.
Man,
in '89.
I wouldn't have never guessed that it was 1989, but I just looked again. I think it was released. It was released in January of 1990, but it was recorded in '89.
Album. Actually, I think they were. I think they were formed before. I think they released their first album in '86 or '87. It was with a different singer.
You know what? Actually, you might be right because it said Epic. I'm just looking at the song, not necessarily the band. The Epic is a song that was recorded by Faith No More. It was released as a second single from their third album in 1989 and 1990 in the United States.
Third album.
So 1990 here in the U.S., but it was a third album.
And
God knows.
See,
now you've got me. Now I've got to go back and check them out. So, what? There's no way. Faith No More is an American rock band from San Francisco, California, formed in 1979.
No way.
You gotta be kidding me.
1979, before September. This is coming straight from Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia gets some things wrong. However, before September 1983, the band performed under the names Sharp Young Man and later Faith No Man.
I've never heard of that one.
Well, you wouldn't have. This was 1983.
So when did they get Mike Patton as their singer? Because I know they had another singer.
Yeah, let's see. Guitarist Roddy Bottom, drummer Mike Borden, bassist Billy. Let's see.
So Mike Borden, he's one of my favorite drummers.
No, it's right here. The lineup of Faith No More consists of, and they say Mike Patton, but let's see. When did Mike Patton? He was born in 1968.
You know why he's looking at
it? Says years active 1984 to present, so it's probably 84, probably somewhere around there. But 1979.
What?
That's crazy.
79.
Mike Borden. I don't think that's the.
That is Mike Borden.
The one with the
had the dreads. Yeah.
You know,
I remember he
replaced David Severia on Korn for a whole year when his wrist
Just
messed
watched
up.
that whole thing last
a whole
weekend.
6 months. Excuse me, but he was actually one of my favorite drummers. You know, because his style of playing.
Yeah, I remember going
That's
to
the
watch
drums you got?
Faith No More with they opened up for,
They
opened
them?
up at Williams-Brice Stadium. They opened up for Guns N' Roses and Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Listen,
I
I
remember
don't
that
know much
tour.
about nothing, but I know Scott's seen everybody that's
I've
ever
seen
been.
a lot of people, not everybody, but there's a lot of people.
He's
I
seen
still haven't
Moses
seen.
boarding the ship. I mean, who was that? That was
Noah.
Noah.
I saw Moses part to sea.
Yeah, you seen both.
Seen all that.
I walked with him.
So I'm check this out now. I'm gonna tell you the first. I'm gonna tell you the first time I was watching MTV, and it song. I've heard of the band before, which is Korn. So Blind came on, and it was the music video. And after seeing that video,
That's a good video.
my life changed. I was like, that's who I want to be. I want to be that trash bag looking fella right there with the flies hanging around his head,
Goals.
with the baggy pants and the big ass shoes and looking messed up. That's who I want to be.
That was a hell of a damn thing to look forward to. I want to look messed up and look like a trash
How
bag.
things used to be.
I said, "Oh
I
my
like how
God!"
your description like made everybody go, well, I'm not even gonna look that up to see who those guys are.
You.
No, I tell you what, with Korn, when they first came out in 93, 94,
That was 94.
when I heard their music, it was so different from everything else. I was like, I don't know what to think of these guys. You know, I was like, they got their heavy metal elements in there, but then they got a lot of other stuff. You know, I was like,
Rick Ross did a job on them. That's all I got to say.
He did a job on everybody.
when I was sold on Korn was when
or Rick Rubin.
I went to
Yes.
Not Rick Ross, the rapper, Rick Rubin.
You had me agreeing with you, man. You got me.
I was wondering. I was like, well, I was starting to think. I was like, well, maybe Rick Ross did help because I mean they do some rapping.
You got
stuff,
Rick rolled.
But when I saw Korn with Metallica at the Rockingham Speedway, they had this big concert, and it was Power Man 5000. It was Kid Rock. It was Korn, and it was Metallica.
One of these do not fit.
But
Metallica was there?
Metallica was headlining.
Hey, don't let me forget. I'll tell you one that doesn't fit with a new metal band in just a minute. Go ahead.
But anyway, at this concert, we were there watching, and Power Man 5000 was good. Kid Rock was good. I love Kid Rock. Yeah, but it was...
He puts on the show.
He does put on a show. Put on a good show. And that was at the time when he had the song where he was copying the what's the Metallica song?
American Badass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean...
Yeah, I saw your band dancing around on stage like a bunch of wounded ducks. Go ahead.
But then when Korn came out, they started like... Because when Korn came, they were on right before Metallica. You know, Metallica was headlining. But so when Korn came out, everything was starting to get dark. You know, it was starting to become
the lights could really do their show.
The lights could do their show. But I remember all the lights on, and there was like this bagpipe playing, playing something, and I was like, "The hell is this?" You know. But then
Amazing.
they
Would that have been?
it was badass. When
Would have been great.
all of a sudden, Jonathan Davis didn't come out, but the rest of the band came out on stage, and of course the lights were, it was kind of dark on stage, but some lights were shining, and they had this bagpipe music playing, and then all of a sudden you heard this guitar. It was real loud and chunky.
That's what drew me in, actually.
And I was
Ring
like,
around the round.
No,
That's
they
exactly-
did blind. It was blind. It was.
They come out with the bagpipes?
It was
Oh, that's awesome.
If I didn't know who it was, I would have been pissed off that it wasn't Rowdy Roddy Piper coming out.
Ryder Piper.
And then when John Davis come out, and they kicked off into the whole song, I was like, it was something to watch. It was like, this is badass, and I wasn't a big Korn fan at the time, but that kind of made me a big Korn fan, and from then on I started listening to their albums and getting their albums and everything. But so that's to me,
my first introduction to Korn was actually from our drummer Jonathan, and because he listened to all this music that I'd never heard of, so he played Korn, and there was this music, and I remember it like, oh, that's different. But then he started doing the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh yeah,
you know what song I'm talking about? I was like, what the hell is this?
You called it?
Yeah. I said I
I can picture him doing
It's called
it.
ball tongue, I believe it is.
He's doing
what
it.
is it called?
I think it's ball tongue is what he's talking about.
Well, to me, it was
Ball tongue!
No. Listen to it. It's. I'm not going to do it.
It's that boom, that big,
and I'm going. Why has he got a Tasmanian Devil? Because now, as a Looney Tunes fan from back in the day, I'm like, that's cool, man. That's cool. I hope Bugs comes in and does the chorus.
Well, I thought
I bet I pissed him off too.
No, he was. No, just listen to it. Just listen to it. But so not long after that is when. I was
Twist.
So
Twist.
Is that the song?
Yeah. It's Twist.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
actually pretty good.
Anyway, my story goes from there into we had a VHS tape. He had a VHS tape that I own now because he doesn't listen to the show, so he doesn't know I have it. But I do. I have a VHS. Yeah, of course I do.
A VCR?
Yes, a VCR, a video cassette recorder. So
I love a VCR.
So I've got this. So I've got the Family Values tour video with Limp Bizkit because I was a Limp Bizkit fan. I didn't really know Korn that well except for the Tasmanian Devil song.
I love it that you call it that.
But that's all I could get. I couldn't get past that. I was stuck on that and the way because he's saying kind of different. So he puts the Family Values video on with Limp Bizkit, Korn. Who else was on there? Rammstein. Oh man, I can't even remember who else. But they did, and I think was Redman on that from Wu-Tang Clan.
Probably.
That was
anyway. I know
that was on the newer album.
Okay, yeah, I know that Redman did the song
And together now.
and together now with Limp Bizkit. Yeah. So anyway, that was my introduction to Korn, and I watched the entire set, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And you had what was his name? Head, the bass player.
Yeah.
He got it all. That's filthy.
I don't know. He's the guitar player.
Guitar player.
Head's a guitar player.
I can't remember.
You got Monkey and Head.
Monkey is the one I was thinking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Monkey. Guitar players.
But they had so there was a thing. So you had Limp Bizkit, you had Korn. They had DJs playing with them also, and
Yeah.
that was a new thing. Was that part of what
DJ
made New Age?
Lethal,
Was
yeah.
Well, I think so.
and then
because
Kid
they
Rock.
had the
Kid Rock did too, but
Kid
Yeah,
Rock.
he had Uncle Cracker.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
so anyway, but was a DJ something that helped out, kind of give the new metal their sound, or was
I
that?
tried to
so
get a
because I think
DJ
so
in our
because-
band.
I think so because it had the scratching in there,
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. So
I've been trying.
that brought in the rap elements.
I've been
into
trying to
it.
get a DJ with us forever.
Yeah.
It changes.
Let's reach out. My friend DJ Voodoo Child. Here we are talking right now.
Hey,
would
dude,
not-
I'm telling you what, dude, I am not above it. Our last year playing, we should
Above
bring it in.
He's above you.
I just looked at the song there. The Korn song you're talking about is "Got the Life," the one with the boom, that pick up,
Got the life. Got
that
the
middle
I love
part.
that song.
Oh yeah,
It does. He does all
He
that.
does that.
It's
He does that on
scatting
Twister.
or, scatting or whatever you call it. It's
so there was a rumor about John Davis that he was Scottish.
that's because he wore a kilt, I think.
Well, I mean, but I wore a kilt one time. That doesn't make me.
He's just a baby.
Well, I think because Jonathan Davis wore for like a whole tour, he wore a kilt.
Trey's
But I mean,
got a. If you look at Trey right now, his little facial features, his old
He's just
worn
missing
out
that little
facial
New
features,
York-
he's got a little Fred Durst in him.
I got now. I'm the older Fred Durst. Like when he lets the
now
beard
he's
grow
got,
out. Yeah.
He's got Williams hair,
Who's got Williams hair?
Fred Durst.
Okay.
He's got a perm.
He's got all kinds of things going on. He's living his best life.
Back in the day.
He just like
can do
listen.
whatever
I'm
he
old.
wants. He's been a
I'm a
cowboy.
dress like it, and I'm a accept. And he's rocking it, man.
Yeah, back in the old split rail days, I used to have a couple of outfits that I would wear. We would do a couple songs, and I'd put the red cap on, and we'd do a Limp Bizkit. Hold, let me finish. We'd do a Limp Bizkit song, but there was another part that we did, especially at Murphy's in Florence, where the band would play a song without me. I would go outside in the parking lot in the dark where nobody could see me, and I would actually just completely strip down and put another set of clothes on with a wig and come back out as Kid Rock. So I had the long blonde hair. I didn't have any tattoos on my arm at the time, but I put a big Old English D on my arm here, and I came back out with Adidas
See that
pants.
happening right now.
Used to do that every time we played Murphy's back in the day.
Well, I got a fond memory of. I have newly acquired my Pearl Session Select drums, which was right on the Master at the time. No, Pearl Session Selects was above Master. That's why Jonathan wanted to play them so much. So I set them up over the garage. Well, he set them up because I didn't know how to set them up. So walk upstairs one day, and this guy, he's in silver. You know them pants where you can just
Snap-on
rip
pants?
Parachute pants, yeah.
I've heard this story
And,
way more
and he had a
times.
white tee, and he had the red backward, and they was doing "Suck My Kiss" by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was in awe because I sat there and watched the whole practice, and he had the mic, he was a "Suck My Kiss," and I was like, that's what I'm trying to be like.
So you went from trying to be like the guy that looked like a trash bag to Trey Davis.
Well, I had a bunch of idols because as a kid, you might, I want to be him. Oh no, he looks cooler. No, shit, no, he looks cooler.
Well, I'm just glad at some
And
point in your
that's why
life you
you're
wanted to be
the
like
way
me. Don't
He
worry.
still does.
One day.
I was
coming.
always attracted to the drums though, man. They're just so much interesting than playing a little guitar.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, what does the bell mean?
It means it's time to school's out.
Yeah. That means it's time to.
She's wearing a
I'm like, did I do something? I leave that
No,
too
no,
far?
that means it's time to wrap up. Trey,
So,
Trey
I'm
usually
a-
has to ring it about
I'm a-
4 or 5
I'm a-
times because Chris,
okay.
Chris is like,
Now it makes
well,
perfect
now
sense.
let me tell. Let's talk about
Well,
this.
Yeah.
My co-host, my wife here. I'm gonna take us back to memory lane.
You're my
So this
co-host.
and it's part of the new metal.
Oh, well, you stole all my shit? I mean, all my stuff? I'm sorry.
So So she had a plethora
Kimberly,
of CDs.
language,
It
please.
wasn't the F one.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Well, at least it wasn't that. So she had this Mercury Cougar. That, not the Kimberly. Calm down. Calm down.
You said it.
So
Look
she
at
had this.
narcissist. I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Let's not bring our relationship into this. So she had a plethora of CDs, you know. And I took a couple of them, and she would never let this go. She would never let this go.
But what is plethora?
Oh,
mean?
I took her Limp Bizkit. I took her Edema. I took her
just a couple of them.
Papa. I took all the
All the
new
good
metal
ones, all the-
CDs.
yeah.
She was missing all her new metal CDs.
So he learned everything.
And of course,
from me.
everybody back then knows they had the folder of the
A
zip
CD case.
the trapper keeper of CDs. Or what do you call them?
That's exactly what you call
That's
it.
good. That's fun.
Did you
Everybody-
have that or the CD visor?
Yeah, absolutely. You had if you were
The
cool,
whole
you
time
had
your CDs.
on your visor you had your set of CDs. But if you had a lot, you put them on the other visor, right?
You-
And then
you
you
stack
also
'em
might
up
even
too
have a
high.
book in your glove compartment that opened up and had even more.
Well, see,
Oh, yeah.
You
see,
put too many CDs in one
see,
folder,
yeah.
they would all fall out.
I
if you
was
took
so
a
cool.
right
I had
foot.
so many CDs. I couldn't have the visors. I had like the big
He had so many
bookcase. It was like a.
He had a-
it was like a. It was like a
He
briefcase.
had a Samsonite
that I carried like that.
suitcase.
And I could,
And that's
I was like,
what
what you want to
Chris
listen
stole all
to?
my
And I
things
could flip through like it was like 12 CDs on
Did
one
you have
page.
a tab for genres?
Yeah, them color
but
coded.
I did
They're all
have-
the same
I did
genres.
have them alphabetically though.
But you know,
That's
this
good.
is one of my hobbies that I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start recollecting CDs. It's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna recollect the CD and put the. I'm gonna make it nice. Put the album.
What you
and then
gonna
the
play
CD.
them on?
My CD player.
Where you got a CD player at?
She just told me you ain't even got a CD
Where
player.
do you have a CD player? Hiding around. He's got a VCR. I do
Oh
got
my
a couple
God.
tapes somewhere.
This is killing me. We got to go. Wheels are falling off.
Are you kidding me?
Yes,
Do we still
got to
have
go.
CD players?
Yes.
Oh, my
All right.
bad.
We appreciate
News to me.
we appreciate everyone for listening. Thank you so much. Hopefully you came back and commented on the new metal scene topic of our guitar segment. We would like to thank my wife. That'll never happen again. Our co-host.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Yeah, thank you. We had to delete about
Mission accomplished.
2 hours of
What
the
a
show.
fine job. This show might be later than usual because of all the editing I have to do now.
So sad. Anyway,
But thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to everyone for paying attention to us, dealing with us. We love you guys.
Just took them off.
they're hot.
Just love. All right.
Yours are on
This is
fire.
Guillotines and Guitars, and we're out.